Hello, I'm Claudia Rees from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. It's Friday! Woo! Yay! Hope you're doing well. How are you all? I'm still putting my lipstick on when I started off. There you go. So, I'll be doing some mini reads this morning. If you've got a burning question for your higher self, or you want some guidance for a particular area in your life, get one of those. You can find out how to do that by clicking on the pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat, and that tells you how to do it. It's by donation for those mini reads. There's a PayPal link in that comment for your donations. You can also use Super Chat or Super Sticker here on YouTube if you want. After you've done your donation, put a capital Q at the start of your comment with your question in for your reading. Now, your question can be very specific if you want it to be. It can be yes or no answer question, or it could be like general guidance or guidance about my love life, whatever it is that you want. Guidance about a career. Up to you. Hey, Maria. I've already been working for an hour. I've been making videos for an hour. Woke up early. So I'll also be doing some channeling as well about twin flames, about what is going on with relationships at the moment. For those of you that are trying to manifest a really healthy relationship now and have been following all the guidance on how to do that. So let's do that. Let's get straight into it. Hey, Delia. Queens. Yay. That's us. Got my coffee. It's my second cup of coffee. My protein powder arrived yesterday, and so now I'm having protein powders for breakfast. It's kind of nice. I used to have like my green powder, maca, collagen. What else? I used to put all the powders together and then mix them up with water, and it's just like a little horrible tasting drink each morning. But I thought I should get some protein powder and make sure I'm getting my protein in each day. So I got a chocolatey one. Oh, it's good. So I put a scoop of that in with my usual stuff, and it just tastes like a chocolate shake. It's great. So that I can just grab some, especially when I'm on my filming days. I get really hungry before I've finished all my filming. And if I could just have a shake, it's much better than just grabbing something. No depressed ladies. Oh, the miserable ladies. The miserable lady deck. The Book of Shadows Tarot so below. Okay, let's get some cards out then. What do the guides want to... Has anyone had any developments going on in their love life? We know Mr. 3-Day Romance is still in touch with me each day. That's about it. No one else new. No new dates yet. Fight night tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that. Let's get some cards out anyway and see what's going on. Guides, what do you want to tell us about relationships now? I'd be up for it. I mean, we went on our first date last Saturday night, me and that one. I'd be up for another date this weekend. Someone wants to ask me out, but as I said, like I will match up with people on Tinder, but I'm not going to be the one messaging them first. Because a lot of them, they're just tourists and they're busy. They're busy while they're here. So if they've not got time for a date, then, if they're not serious about it, I'm not going to put my energy out there. Let them do it first, see if they've got what it takes. Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is about feeling trapped, but it's in our minds. Oh, and I did my nails as well. This nail gel is a temperature sensitive one. So you can see in the cooler parts, it goes darker blue. So the ends, so it goes like ombre effect. If I'm like washing up and doing stuff, it goes darker blue. I'm gonna go and run my hands under the tap, put one of them under the tap and show you, and then then I'll go in the shower, and then the warm water makes it all light like this. It's really nice. I like it. It's a very beautiful color, both ways. I'm just gonna run my hands under the cold to show you. Not that the water's cold here, ever. But it's cold enough to set this up. That's the colour when it's cold. This is the colour when it's warm. And then as my fingers warm it up, can you see it's going ombre? How cool's that? Sparkly blue and ombre. I like it. Anyway, I'll let you watch my nails change colour as I'm holding this one up. Eight of Swords. Feeling trapped, but not really trapped. It's when our minds tell us that we're trapped when we're not really trapped. We do have choices. We've got so many choices. We're free to do anything we want. Isn't it cool? I like it too. Fun, fun, fun with nails. But it kind of looks funny. It looks like I've put too much on the ends, you know? It looks like it's pulled on the end because where it's not touching my skin, it's a little bit cooler. I like it. I like it very much. Fun with nails. And it's a beautiful colour too, both of them, the dark and the light. I do like blue. It's my favourite colour. Oh, we've got the lovers. You see, we're free to do whoever we want. There's plenty out there. Eight of Swords. But we're feeling like trapped, as if we're focused on someone. That's what some of you are doing at the moment, focusing on someone and trapping yourselves in that. Or another way to put that is committing too soon. I wish I could show you my phone case. I got a new phone case that arrived yesterday. It's all sparkles. I'm looking at it right now. It's a clear case, but it's got all sparkles and glitter and flowers on the back, and it looks gorgeous. So the Eight of Swords and the lovers. The lovers. What else? And my friend has managed to find a babysitter for tomorrow night as well. The one that's a single parent at the moment. So she's coming to fight night with me. The High Priestess and the King of Cups. So someone's loving on us here. The High Priestess, intuitively, your intuition is bang on. King of Cups, that someone loves you. Someone's got those feelings for you. Someone loves you. Okay. Okay. What else? Not really getting the message. Four of Cups. I'm not so sure about this offer or this offer. I'm waiting for that very special offer to come in. Waiting for the very special offer to come in. Okay, so this is like, I am aware that there's people want to be my lover. I'm aware that there's this one that loves me. But still I'm waiting for that very special offer to come in. It's not enough that they love me. They need to give a big offer, right? Love's not enough. They need to want to make the effort. They need to be a good match and all of that kind of thing. So waiting for that big offer, especially the effort. The lovers, yes, plenty of lovers out there, but is it what I really want? Are they aligned with me and my values and the emotional stuff? You know, the physical, the financial status, what's the other one? Mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. Are they aligned with me in all of those ways? Because otherwise I'm not interested. Waiting for a big offer to come in. That's most important, isn't it? Once you know, yes, they got feelings for you, they love you, you got feelings for them, you're matching up in all the other ways, then there needs to be are they making the effort? Do they want this? So waiting for that big offer to come in, for the movement to happen, for them to actually make that move. Six of Swords. And of course, on the other side of things as well, if someone's loving on you and all of that kind of thing, they're probably deciding too. They're making up their mind. They've got their eye on you and they're like, okay, is she a match to me? And in all of those different ways, is this worth making the effort for? So, you know, they're going through that process too, ready to make a move or deciding whether they want to make a move or not. You wouldn't want someone that just wants to, I knew that it's going to Wheel of Fortune, because it's about making the move, right? It's about things happening. So yeah, you wouldn't want someone that just dives in there, right? That just because that's when you're talking about love bombing. That's when you're talking about someone that just doesn't know themselves. They fall in love straight away, and they're offering something when they haven't even thought about it. They haven't even like found out whether you're aligned or anything like that. You don't want. We've got more control than we realize. Yeah, we do, and especially in the putting yourself out there as well. You're not stuck. So some of you, I think this Eight of Swords is saying, some of you have found someone where you're like, well, it's aligned in all of these things, and the love is there, and so I'll wait for that one to make an effort. And it's like, well, don't do that. Keep on putting yourself out there with the lovers, because there will be others as well that are in alignment with you, and the love will be there too, and they might pip the others to the post to make that effort, you know? I think it's all about effort and movement. The Four of Cups, the Six of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, who is going to make that move? Who is going to actually make that effort? That's what impressed me about my 3-day love. It's just straight away. It's just straight away he asked me out. He asked me out. It's like, what are you doing right now? I'm at this place having a drink. Do you want to join me? And I said, not tonight, thanks. I'm busy. And he's like, well, what about tomorrow night? Would you like to come out with me for dessert? And I said, yeah, tomorrow night works for me. So it's just like very forthcoming straight away, you know, and that is really nice to me. It's like just someone that makes that effort straight away. But as I said, I'm not going to curtail myself now. I'm going to keep on going on dates because, well, I'm open to going on dates because it might not come back. It might not come back to the island. I mean, he said he's going to. Well, he said he might. So we'll see. He's making up his mind, right? So, and good on him for doing that. That shows that he's like not a crazy guy. He's not a crazy guy. Crazy guy would just go on coming back. I don't want that, you know? I've had guys in my life that just follow me. It's like, oh, you're moving to Australia, I'm moving to Australia with me. I'm like, the hell you are. You're not. No. Just a big life decision. You do that kind of stuff yourself. You don't do it just because I'm doing it. Don't just come along on the ride of my life with me, because the hangers on when they do that. I want someone that's making good decisions for themselves, right? And it's going to take them time to do that, for sure. So we're talking about the efforts and the movements here. That's what's going on. Ding! It's also a warning of not getting stuck, right? Not getting stuck on someone just because they're more aligned than previous people have been. So it's like, oh, well, I'll just wait for this one to come in full alignment. Don't do that. Why are you dinging, phone? Someone's messaging me or something. What's going on? Yeah. Okay, tell us more, guys. We want to keep our options open so that we might find better and better and better and more in alignment if we do that. Keep our options open until we get the full shebang, until there's that one that steps forward with all of it, right? And that's what the Four of Cups is about. It's the, I'm not happy with that offer, I'm not happy with that offer, I'm still in my choosing phase. When someone comes through with it all, if it's what I want to, then I'll say yes to that. So, Ostara is temperance. It's the waiting until. I'm open until, perhaps. Ostara, where are you? Ostara. Here she is. Balance, grace, flowing easily within the world, being at ease in your life, being in the right place at the right time. So flowing with it, being open. Yeah, because, you know, when we're wounded, we keep ourselves locked in, don't we? When we're wounded, it's like, oh, well, I'll only open up like just a little bit. I'll go on wander. I'll open just a little bit. Someone can approach me. And then we go, oh, no, this one isn't good for me. I'm never opening up again. It's like, well, you didn't open up enough. Just let one in. I mean, you're playing the lotto. We can't play the lotto. We can't play the lotto with relationships. You can't just like want the first one to come in. I hurt myself yesterday. It's really stinging. I don't know how I did it. Probably sliced myself when the I get soy milk, but I get the Australian Vitasoy soy milk. It's not available on this island, so I get it shipped in from this shop on the mainland. And what they do is, it's just like the Tetra Pak brick things. They wrap each one in bubble wrap. And so when it arrives, a big box full of it, because I buy like 10 at once, I get my knife out, my steak knife out, and I cut the bubble wrap open. It's probably sliced myself then. And take them all out, and then I put them under the chair over there before I put them in the fridge. And yesterday, I wasn't careful. The first two that I opened, I really did open. I stuck the knife through the thing, so there was like soy milk pouring everywhere. And I was like filling up containers with soy milk and putting them in the fridge. Got to be more careful. Got to be more careful. Ten of water. Ooh, the 10 of cups, the happily ever after. That could be what the twin flame thing is as well, is that is just wounded people have opened up a crack, let someone in, they're like, that's good enough. Not completely aligned, but it's good enough. I'm just going to stay focused on this one. Could be that. Because not only did I let them in, I fell in love with them too, because I'm, whatever that word is. Not luminescent, whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. What is it? I've got all kinds of made up names in my head. Temperate. No, that's not what it is. Anyway, 10 of water. Divine Feminine has the Midas touch right now. Yeah, because of all the work we've done. For sure. For sure, all the healing work, yeah. I feel so much more open now. Do you guys? You feel more open now with all the work we've been doing? The 10 of water brings you squarely to a place of uncertainty and forces you to do something. There are people who you need to find or spirits you need to contact. Allowing the fog and haze to grow between you and whoever is no longer an option. Ooh, we've got to get clear. We've got to get clear on things. Ask those questions. Don't let things be hazy and be uncertain. Do something. Find out. Ask the questions. No grey areas here. Oh, it's really getting the ombre on right now. In this finger anyway. And of course, 10 of water being the happily ever after card as well. It's a process. It's a process. I started reading a book last night, and just a novel, and I don't know what it's called, but it's set quite some time ago. It's about this young lady whose mum died. Her mum, she never had a dad. Her mum used to talk about her dad, saying that it was from high society and all of that, and that she'd promised him something, and the girl was always confused because this promise never came through. She was living in poverty with her mum, and then when her mum died, definitely in poverty because she couldn't look after herself. And she got a letter from her aunt that she didn't even know existed, saying, you must come and live with us. And she had no idea, but they're living in this mansion, have all of this money. And so she goes from like being hardworking, poverty, to all of these riches and not having to do anything. Her uncle just takes care of her, saying, no, you just have fun. So she's like a socialite then. She gets sucked in by it, because she's obviously unhealed. I can see all the red flags going through it of like her cousin being very controlling and all of that. And straight away, I was like, oh, like, don't let her push you around like that. To the point of like when she shows up, her uncle offering her some food after the long journey. And her cousin saying, no, she won't want any food because we're dancing tonight. There's going to be a party for her. But really, she's starving. And she hasn't eaten in a long time because she's been traveling all day to get to them. And instead of speaking up, she doesn't do that. So there's all these red flags. And as I'm reading this book, I can see how she's being sucked into the wrong things here and how she's not standing up for herself. Like, just, I can see her unhealedness. And I'm like shouting at her, no, don't speak up for yourself. And, or, you know, she's manipulating you. It's a shame when you see people going through that kind of thing. The Mother of Earth, this is the harvest, the plenty. So there's plenty out there. I think the universe kind of protects us too. It's not just about us as we're unhealed, kind of being closed and not letting things in. There is that. But the universe protects us too when we're not ready for it. And then when we're healed, the universe is like, right, now plenty can come our way because it's not going to damage us so much anymore. So the Mother of Earth is plenty. Harvest time. Yeah, just like Dahlia said. What we've put in, it's time to reap the rewards. That's the Mother of Earth. Reaping the rewards, harvest time. Then we've got the Four of Air. Can't remember what that is in this deck. It's a sign that the answer is right in front of our eyes. It's an affirmation by the universe regarding a course of action or a situation. The answer is right in front of our eyes, like omens. Utilizing omens does not take much effort on our part. We usually don't even need to be paying particular attention, as omens are often glaring and obviously unusual. It's like when I quit my corporate job, and I didn't know what I was going to do next. And like all of the guys that I was working with said, like, what do you do next, Claire? I'm like, I don't know yet. And they're like, are you crazy? I'm like, no, no. And the weekend before my last week, I was getting ready to go out. I was ready early. I think someone was probably coming to pick me up. I was ready early. And I did something that I don't usually do. I put the TV on. I never did that. I never used to watch TV. I never watched TV. Hey, I haven't. There's a TV in here. I haven't put it on since I first moved into the room, which was years ago. It's like 4 years ago. I don't watch TV. I find it so uninteresting. But I did. I put the TV on while I was waiting. I had like an hour to kill or something. So I sat in the lounge and I put the TV on, and there was a documentary or something about Africa on there, and I was like, well, okay. And then I flicked channels, and there was something else about. It was a documentary about a couple who were in Africa and were helping reunite orphans or something like that with family. And then I flicked, and then there's a newspaper on the table, a magazine or something, picked it up, and there's an article about Africa. And I'm like, okay, universe, I get the message, right? Omens are like that. If the universe wants to give you a sign, like, it's going to make it a neon sign that falls on your head kind of thing. You can't really miss it, is what that's saying. Then the day before my final day at work, I got an email from a guy in a charity that I was involved with, saying, it was an email that was sent to everyone, saying, is anyone available next week to go to Africa to help out? We need some help there. I'm like, me? What do I need to do? So, yeah, plenty of signs. Hey, Lisa. Dahlia, do you think we're meant to go through so that all of that stuff's up for our development? Yeah. I think that's what we're here for the growth. for the experience, but for the growth too, because we want to have better experiences. We don't have better experiences if we haven't grown. We don't do great things if we haven't had great challenges. You'll see it in everyone. People that are doing great things have been the ones that have had the greatest challenge. Because we're complacent. Human beings are complacent. We're lazy. We will do the least possible. If something has like just been easy in our lives, we're not going to work on that. If something has been hard in our lives, we're going to do a lot of work on that. And as a result, we're going to have a much better experience in the end with that than other people that haven't had the challenges. So yeah, definitely. Lisa, just watched Miss Faye's World. What's that? I think the old mailman was on the DL. I don't understand what that means. What's the DL? On the down low? Don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. So omens, we're going to be at omens, like yoga last week, and I started doing that. I'll probably do it today, in fact. Probably will go to that class. There's no man there, though. It wasn't about that. Don't know what it is about. Then we've got Neptune. He keeps on showing up, this one. In chaos. He's calm. He's calm in the chaos is what he is. Another channel, okay. 8 of fire, Neptune. No matter what chaos ensues, Neptune stands calmly in the middle of it all, confident, somehow in control, and rather enjoying the ride. The 8 of fire lulls us into daydreams and fantasies. Logic takes a back seat as our soul craves mystery and illusion. Ooh. Once the mind is quieted and open, we begin to accept and then embrace the possibilities of dreams coming true. And Neptune knows that belief is the first step toward creation. Once the mind is quieted and open, we begin to accept and then embrace the possibilities of dreams coming true. One thing I have been thinking about in the break that I've had from Mr. 3 Days, Mr. 3 Day Romance, is how caring he was for me. He's the kind of guy that if we were walking along, he would be walking on he'd make a point of walking on the roadside to protect me. He had concern for my welfare and he was protecting me. It's really nice. But someone that stands up for me kind of thing. Yeah. Masculine in that kind of way. Very nice. What else? The 2 of Air, we know our choices. 2 of Air is about the pendulum, but this card is saying we think we don't know. We think we don't know what we're going to choose, but you do know. It's like these crystals. You ask me, right, to pull one of these crystals out for a yes or no answer question, but really you know which one, the answer you want it to be. You know whether it resonates or not, a reading. Because really, deep down, you already know. You know what it is you're going to choose. You know how to choose and what it is that you're going to choose. Because of wisdom, the High Priestess, wisdom. You got the wisdom. See, they've gone really light now. My nails. My hand heated up. Because we've got the wisdom. Let's read wisdom out. Yeah, so this is pretty much saying what you just said, Dahlia, is we've got the wisdom. We've learned. We know how to choose now. We've grown so much. Here we go, wisdom. Combining an intellectual understanding of the tarot with intuitive responses to the symbols and the images and the cards. It's very simply wisdom, combining intelligence and intuition, seeking the whole truth. Putting it both together, the spiritual and what we've been learning too. Because a lot of the stuff that the guys have been telling us is like, choose properly. Like, this is how you find, like, if someone is in alignment with you or not, you need to choose properly, right? It's getting us into the 3D. And this is just reminding us. It's actually a wisdom of the 2. It's about a mixture of the 2, not a wisdom of the 2. A mixture of the 2. It's us playing our excuse me, us playing our part, isn't it, on the 3D level? We're the ones in the 3D bodies. We've got to play that part, but we don't discount your intuition because that's your team helping you. Try to go home to England next May. Ooh. Where are you now, Lisa? Thank you, Delia. Thank you, Delia. Anyone else want a mini read? Get your donations in now and I'll do them. I think I've got another cold. I was getting over one cold and then it seems to have kicked in again. I think I picked up another strain of another cold or something. Because it seems to have like started again. I noticed in training yesterday. They've all got colds. Excuse me. All the trainers said, like, oh, when I told them last week I got a cold, they're like, well, I've had a cold all year. Like, never. I've had a cold for like 2 months now. It just won't go away. But I think it's separate colds. So when the tourists come, they bring the bugs from all around the world with them, and we just get everything. We get everything. Upstate New York, yes. I'm not a city person. I like visiting cities, but I can do like 2 days, 3 days, and then I'm like, get me out of here. Put me on an island. I've got the nine of Earth. This is like being happy where you're at. Yeah. Being happy where you're at, the 9 of Earth. Being happy where you're at, in other words, like, I'm good where I'm at. I don't need anything, but I'm open to this love coming in, and I can make a good decision. I know how to do that now. 9 of Earth points to a time of satisfaction and satiation. There's enough of everything, and it's all very enjoyable. Like a perfect summer evening or sunny spring afternoon, all is just right. The wisest thing to do is nothing. It's that if you're not like searching for a relationship, if you're just open to it, if you're not needing one, if you're not trying to find one, then you're not just going to accept anything. It's that state of like, I'm happy enough as I am. Yes, I'm open to a relationship, but I'm not going to say yes just like because that's what's showing up, you know. I'm going to wait for the perfect offer, the 4 of Cups. It's countryside, but with poverty-stricken downtown. Oh, okay, yeah. Fresh ginger, lime juice, cayenne pepper. Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, I need to go shopping today. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go to yoga and then I'll get all my veggies and everything on the way back. Do some cooking this afternoon. I don't feel sick. It's just a bit of throaty coffee stuff. Yeah, because when we're kind of desperate for love, that's when we let the wrong ones in. It's when we think like with that lack focus, this is all I can get. I might as well like to go for this one. Well, it's like if I'd have been desperate for the last couple of years when there's been no one new on this island, I would have had to settle for a guy that was on this island. Oh, no, not doing that. I was happy enough to be single, but now there's more guys here for sure. Bring it on. Oh my goodness, 11-year-old girl got shot in the crossfire of a kneecapping. Yikes. That's terrible. Okay. Delia, what would the angels, ancestors, and spirit guides like to say to you right now? Good question. I like the open stuff like that. I've been doing many, many private readings lately. Every day. I usually batch them up, but there's been so many coming in that I've been doing them each day. Oh, Delia. You got soften and open and wake up. This is that Queen of Cups energy, opening up, being softer, being more feminine, opening up, getting more receptive. Less of the Queen of Swords kind of shut down. No. I mean, that's good. It's good to have been the Queen of Swords to like work on boundaries and all of that, to know how to say no, know how to be closed down. We need that. That's that step of empowerment. But we move through that to then the Queen of Cups, to being able to be open, and then being able to bring the Queen of Swords along whenever we need it, right? Whenever we need to tap into that Queen of Swords, we can pull her out of our bag whenever we need to. So yeah, getting into a new energy and openness energy now is what you're being asked to do. Open up. And this could be just like simple as it's like me. I opened up, right? I opened up before Christmas. Before that, as I said, there was nobody new on the island, so there's no point in being open anyway. So I was just kind of hanging out with my mates, but I was well aware because I was getting approached. There's all kinds of guys on this island that want to get with me. I don't want them. They're not for me. And so they'd approach me, but I was closed in my energy. I was just closed. I would be like polite enough, but my energy was closed and it was obvious, right? Now, yeah, I'm still close to them, but open to the new, So you're waking, oh, beautiful. You're waking up some parts of yourself now, being open and receptive, the feminine parts of yourself. Freedom, love, and joy, and make love. You're free. You're free to have more joy in your life and bring more love into your life now. Make love and to, increase the love in your life. Making love, increasing love in your life. In other words, it's time for you to receive now. And in order to receive, you need to be open. In order to be open, you need to open and receive. You need to be empowered. You've got that step now. You've got that step now. You've got that in you. Now it's time to bring more love into your life and make more love in your life. Freedom, love, and joy. You've got really beautiful cards here. It's feminine time. Time to open up. You can trust yourself now. Make good choices for yourself. The reason we stay closed, well, it can be due to a decision, but it can be due to past pain. If we don't know how we've chosen the pain in the past and it keeps on happening to us over and over again, of course we're going to shut down. We don't know how we're doing it, but once we know how we did it in the past, how we were choosing the wrong ones, how we were susceptible to whatever we were susceptible to, then we can do it differently. Once we've found a better way, then we can trust ourselves to follow that better way. Once we've changed our energy and we know what we were doing and we know how to do it different, then we can do different and we can trust ourselves in that. So time to open up, Diane. Let's do miserable ladies. Let's bring this down to earth a little bit more. So they're asking us to be open, but wait for the big offer to come in. So we're looking for alignment, physical, status, intellectual, mental, emotional, which is, have they got compassion? Are they doing the work on themselves? It's very important. Or are they projecting and like slinging that crap at you and triggered and blaming you for stuff and, And spiritual values. What are their values? Are they in line with yours? So once you've got that, then they also need to choose you and choose to make the effort, right? And that is really important. And that's what we're waiting for here, is someone that will actually move toward you, the movement, not just love you, make you feel good. That's what I said last time, right? Is how do you feel about someone? Well, you can think, oh, that person, they're great. They make me feel really good because they're this and they're that. And so there's that. There's how, when you're focused on someone, how you feel about them. That's almost kind of how you're loving them. And how does that person make you feel? So their way of loving you, how they are in relationship. Are they making you feel adored and cherished and secure? Or are they running hot and cold? Do you not know where you are with them and you feel a bit disconcerted, like there's something going on behind the scenes? We've got to pay attention to that, is how their loving is making us feel, how them in relationship with us is making us feel. Don't ignore that stuff. That stuff is very important. And then, are they making the effort? Which is different again. Someone could be making the effort but could make you feel disconcerted, right? It's not necessarily positive effort. There's effort and there's effort. And so we've got to have all of these in the mix, and we're waiting for the one that's going to come in with all of that, and then we get to choose. We get signs about it, says the omens. And we will know what to choose because we're wise now. And we don't need to just accept anything because we're already happy as we are. Last year was about healing your broken heart. Long-term relationship ended Christmas 2021. Did integration meditations. Oh, wow. Childhood stuff. Quite witchy and powerful. Scared your parents. Oh, wow. Now you're letting those gifts out. Perfect timing. Yes. Okay, miserable ladies. Let's bring it down to earth now and let's see. So what we're just hanging around being open, are we? Is that what we are? And then paying close attention when people approach us. The Queen of Swords, there she is. The empowered one, the one that knows how to say no. Such an important step to go through. You know, I see a lot of people healing in that there's that healing stage, right, where we're like we're heartbroken and we're wounded, and what we need is soothing from other people. We haven't found that self-love yet. We're raw. So there's a lot of people kind of in that stage of healing, you know. They'll be getting the energy healings and stuff like that, doing the yoga, all those soft nurturing things to learn about that self-love, how to regulate yourself and make yourself feel better when you've been through it. But there's a stage beyond that. Some people get stuck there, unfortunately, kind of live there. I call it like living in hospital. You don't remain in hospital. You need hospital for a short time, but you're meant to transition out of that and take it out into the real world again. And that's the Queen of Swords time where we learn to empower ourselves. We get stronger because of it, you know. And like I said, we learn how we got ourselves into that position in the first place. The first stage of healing when we're all wounded, it's a crucial stage to be in. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a stage that we all go through when we've been wounded, that soothing stage. But it's still in the victim mode kind of thing. It's not having learned how you did it to yourself. Someone that's in that stage, they don't want to hear that they did it for themselves. They're like, how dare you blame a victim, you know? When they're in that stage. But when you move through that to the Queen of Swords, that's when you take accountability for it. It's like, okay, I was the common denominator here. How did I do it? How did I let that one slip through the net? And it could just be that you just were unaware of it. It can just be that. Or it could be deeper wounding stuff from like childhood stuff. Yeah, could be. But we learn how to empower ourselves, do better. And part of that is the saying no. And then we can open up after that. Oh, the Tower. Nice. Yeah. You see she's glowing red here. She's that angry. She's that angry. Everything's turned red. And she's smashed up too. An important part of the empowerment phase is to let anger be okay. It is okay. It's when you get angry about the victimization. No one longer just kind of wounded by it, but you get angry about it. It's like, how dare they have done that to me? How did I do that to myself? How dare I do that to myself too? Yeah, how dare I do that to myself? That was a big one for me. After being abused in my childhood, and it happened over and over again in relationships, and when I got to that point of self-love, and I'm like, oh my God, I've been doing it to myself over and over again. I've been putting myself, as an adult, I've been putting myself into those same situations with these same toxic people instead of taking care of myself, instead of looking after myself and not choosing them. Doing the same thing as my parents were. They weren't protecting me from those people, not even from themselves, but from other people as well that were abusing me. They weren't protecting me. And then when I realized I haven't been protecting myself, I've just been treating myself as my parents did. That was big for me. It's like, wow, it's time to treat myself better than that and really protect myself. Yeah, there's something about letting the anger be okay. Then the Ten of Swords, and the pain's over. That's the Phoenix rising. Then the pain is over. That's when you're truly free of it. Free to be yourself. No longer scared anymore. Things don't need to be painful anymore because you don't get sucked into it anymore. You no longer choose it. And that's important too. It's like something that I've been looking at, you know. And as I said, I was talking to that guy for 2.5 weeks. Was it last year? Makes it sound so long ago, and it wasn't. But yeah, it's when he showed me that he was doing the whole projection thing, you know, not emotionally mature. He's not done the work. People that are triggered and then put that stuff on you. That's what he did. So it's like I can't be with someone like that. I don't want to be having to teach them all the time. Look, you just made that stuff up. You're triggered. That's your stuff. I just can't. I just cannot do that in relationships. I'll do it in my work, yes. In relationships, no. Sometimes you feel like the antagonist in your stories. Oh, they're just really actors. Yeah. Sometimes they are. Some people are actually high spiritual beings, high-level spiritual beings, and they come here just to be the antagonist this time. Not here to heal, they're here to play a certain role. It's come up in readings that. Your ex deserves an Oscar. Yeah, it's come up in readings, and especially around like parental stuff. It's like when people have said, like, why won't they heal? It's just so much easier, isn't it, to stay as the victim and go, well, they could heal instead, so I don't need to. Like, yeah, but that's not going to help you because of the rest of the world, you know? It's you that's got to heal so that you're good with it all. And it's come up in readings, yeah, that parents sometimes, they were never meant to heal. They were supposed to hold that energy for the rest of their life, to stay constant in that so that you can heal from it. Because if you start on the healing path and then someone else heals and they let that stuff go, they're no longer that antagonist. You might not get the full lesson, right? Then you'll just get into someone else, a relationship with someone else with the same thing going on. There's plenty of lessons here. It's like massive school, this planet. Any kind of lesson that you could possibly want. There's all kinds of things on this planet, all kinds of people. Name your pain, you can have any of it here. Name your challenge, name the learning that you want. It's all available here. I used to be working in that healing part of it with the with the soothing and all of that. Not anymore. I don't have much time for that anymore. I'm more of a healer beyond that, of the stage after that. Bringing people out of that. Like, come on, get past that. Get past that. Empower yourself. The Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Chalices. Painting that picture. See, the Three of Pentacles is about painting the picture. It's about making the plans. It's about manifesting it. She's painting it as she wants to have it. This is how I see my life. This is what I'm manifesting. Ten of Chalices. My happily ever after. I know exactly what it's going to look like. No longer susceptible to, like, there's no need anymore for us to fear commitment, because we're never going to get committed to someone that isn't right for us, because we know how to pick it. There's not going to be any unknowns there because we'll have asked those questions up front. Yeah, no going blindly into relationships. I was telling Mr. 3-day romance when we were having dinner on the third day about my ex-husband. And I said to him, I just chalk it up to a bad choice, really. I didn't know what I was doing. He said, well, you were still a kid. You were still a kid, really. Early 20s. What can you expect? It's like, exactly. Exactly. I didn't know myself. I hadn't healed. Like, how the hell? This is the design flaw of human beings. It's like we can only have kids when we're young and dumb. Can't have them when we know ourselves. It's messed up. Kids need to be brought up by the elders. But we won't have that when we're young because we're so dumb. We don't know what we don't know. And we think, oh God, there's no way I'll do it like my parents. And then we do it exactly like our parents because we're as dumb as they were. I think there's many design flaws, right? Human beings. What do you think the design flaws are in human beings? That's a glaring one for me. As being fertile before we're healed and wise. So this is saying you can trust yourself. You can trust yourself to choose the happily ever after one. There'll be no unknowns in it. Look at this. The 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is about putting those burdens down. What's she doing? She's got a phone, some shopping, a bag. She's going through a doorway. She's opening a door with a key. I don't get the picture on this. Let's read it. Make sense of that picture. Because to me, the 10 of Wands is all about putting the burdens down. Well, it's just because she's carrying stuff. It's easy to assume what success looks like. Our expectations shape so many of our actions. There are times when we'll have a lot to carry and simply must do it. But sometimes we should ask the question, do I really need to carry all of this right now? Just to make sure. Carrying a large burden or many burdens. Oh, this is like the burden of judging ourselves for not being in relationships or something like that. Some people played the relationship lottery and they got lucky, and that's all it was. To not know ourselves and not know how we're choosing and just choose someone and then it work out for a long-term relationship, that's someone winning the relationship lotto. They just got lucky. They just got lucky, and the 1 out of 100, they managed to get into a relationship with them without even choosing it for themselves. There was no magic there. They just got lucky. We cannot play the relationship lotto. It's like someone saying to you, why have you got no money? Just win the lotto. It's like someone that's in a long-term relationship that met them when they were 25, saying, why aren't you in a relationship? What's wrong with you? So, well, I didn't win the lotto like you. It's the burden of that. It's the burdens of what we make it mean. And to let go of those responsibilities. Sure, it's our responsibility, but that we could have done it before healed, before we were wise, before all of this, before we're happy in ourselves and healed and wise and all of that, so we can choose properly. To think that we could have done it before that, no, that's just like winning the lotto. The two chalices. It's me on a date. What's he eating? I think it's bread. Two chalices, the date. Two cups. These two souls recognize a connection, and the space between them fairly radiates with this positive energy. Like attracts like, and so this draws the possibility of love or other deep relationship. Deep emotional connection or attraction. What's that? Does the attraction, like attracts like, is that really true? Not really. Not really. Like attracts anything. High vibe attracts anything. If you're a catch, if you've got good vibes, you've healed yourself, anyone's going to want to be with you, including those that have no emotional maturity at all. They want to be with you most of all, because you're the only person that can even stay with them. They make everyone else crazy fast, super, super fast. No one else can manage them. They're not willing to manage themselves. Everyone is going to want to be with you. You can't just go over this on this connection, but that's got to be there first of all. So that's going on a date to find out have they got all the other matchy things going on. Let's get one more card out. What else? Could be the Hanged Man. Allowed to change our minds. One more, please. Almost done. Does anyone else want a mini read? Quiet in here today. Hey? Join our Facebook group if you're new. Everyone's being so quiet, or is it just like hardly anyone in here? Don't forget to click the like button on this video as well. Here we go. The 9 of Chalices. Wishes coming true. All of your wishes. It needs to be all of the wishes. No settling just because it's like the best of a bad bunch kind of thing. Well, at least they've got like a little bit of alignment going on. Oh, we're not doing that anymore. Not telling ourselves those stories anymore that what we want isn't out there. What we want is out there. It just takes a while to find it. 9 of Cups. One of the first acts of magic every child learns is to make a wish when they blow out their birthday candles. This birthday girl seems to already have her wish based on the happy and heartfelt companions around her. It's material, emotional, and physical well-being. The traditional wish card. Having plenty but wanting more. And why not? Someone might plead the case. But I'm this, I'm this. Like, and it's like, yeah, but you're not this. And it's like, oh, you're expecting perfection. I'm not perfect. It's like, yeah, well, it's not exactly perfection. You know, you could have had therapy. You could have been learning this stuff. If we're talking about the emotional stuff. If it's like the spiritual stuff, values, I mean, some people just have different values, right? It's so important to have values that are aligned. Someone could be trying to plead the case. Don't fall for it. That's your ex, severe alcoholic. Oof, love me because of my light. Yeah, you learn to set boundaries. We get a lot of practice with that type, don't we? We do. We get a lot of practice with them. We feel like you're open to anyone and everyone. Not anymore, yeah. We get a lot of practice when we're with people like that, to manage them and all of that kind of thing. We learn so much about ourselves. Not only are we managing ourselves emotionally, but we're managing them too. We get so much practice through that. But, oh, who needs that? It's so draining. I felt that with the narcissist that I was with as well. I handled it really well. It still took its toll on me, but I handled them really well. I didn't let things go. I wasn't a victim to him, you know. I stood up to him all the time, and I'd argue back and all of that kind of thing, and I'd talk through things, and I'd point stuff out to him because he went in rages so often. And yeah, it was exhausting. But I was proud of myself at the end of it. It's like I handled myself really well in that relationship. Even though I recognize it was so good in so many ways. But it wasn't everything. Our values actually were the same, me and him, but the emotional, he just hadn't done the work. Everything else was aligned with me and him. The emotional, nah. Hey Laura, thank you for your donation. Lost in thought then. We've had close, we've had near misses, we've had like a lot of the things aligning, but we need to have the whole lot this time. High self-guidance for you. But yeah, we do get a lot of practice with those ones. And that's when we know, right? When we can be proud of ourselves in a relationship like that, but no, like it's never gonna work. We can still be proud of ourselves. Oh, beautiful, massive yellow butterfly. Ooh, that was pretty. We can be proud of ourselves, and then we know we can trust ourselves, right? In any kind of relationship, and be able to handle it. Not that we will, not that we will get into another kind of relationship like that, because we'll notice it. But it's this wisdom. It's the wisdom that we're talking about here. I can do that, but I don't want to do that. It's that kind of thing. I can do that. I've done it, but I don't want to do that. I shouldn't have to do that for someone else. You're a grown man. Do it for yourself. And yes, there are people out there that have done that. That's another thing as well. That's what the one that keeps on coming back. We're only aligned, like physically, status, mentally. We're not aligned in our values, or we're not aligned emotionally either, but it keeps on coming back. It keeps on coming back. And he said something to me last week. I'm not talking to him at the moment, but last week he said something like, I can't remember what it was specifically, but something like, there aren't any guys out there that are like that. What I was saying, I'm like, yes, there are. There's like a guy that I was talking to a few weeks ago that is like that. There's guys that are like that. Oh, really? Yellow butterflies symbolize hope and guidance. It was really big, and it looked like, you know, like the red admirals with the black. It was black and yellow, and the outer wings were quite distinct, shaped differently than the inner wings too. Really big and beautiful. I thought I might see it fly by this window too, but no. I wonder what type that is. I need to have a look. I need to look it up. When I was a kid, you know, when you get, there's some kind of food thing, I don't know whether it's bags of chips or something, but you could collect these flutterbys, you know, collect all of these vouchers up, send it off, and get these flutterbys. You remember that, Maria? What was it? Was it chips or something? It was in the UK. And they were called flutterbys, and they were like badges, but butterflies, and you could get all the different types, so you could collect them up, and I was doing that. Kind of got into yellow butterfly species. I'm going to find it for you and show you. Oh. Yeah. It was this one. Ding! Stop. It's this one. Really big. Yeah, like I said, like it's quite angular, the two wing thing. It's a, what is it? Black and yellow butterfly. Yeah, we know that. But what kind is it? It's a yellow something or other. Oh, it could have been that one. It's gorgeous. Oh, look at this one. Oh, beautiful. There we have it. It's one of those. Still don't know the name of it, but butterflies love islands. Maria, thank you. Okay, Lara first. Thanks for your donation. Lara, high self-guidance for Lara. Touch and let go of the past a little bit. You've got a little bit of something left over from the past. It's not big. It's like something recurring. You know how you get the lessons and we think it's a repeat of a lesson, but it's actually a spiral. It gets less and less. A lesson starts out big and gnarly and obvious, and then it gets less and less and less. This is saying like you're at the tip of a spiral kind of thing. You've got something coming back around again, but just a little bit this time. Easy to miss it when it's just a little bit, but it can be like, oh God, this thing again. I thought I'd sorted that out. A touch of something from the past so that you can let go of it. What are we talking about? It's about getting what you want and releasing something that's holding you away from getting what you want. One step at a time, taking things slowly, not diving into it. It's got something to do with thinking that you can manifest something straight away, and then you can't, and then you, because there's something in you blocking it. I still don't get clearly what it is. So a recurring lesson that you've had in the past, it's getting easier and easier, but there's still a little bit, and it's something that's holding you back from getting what it is that you want. So it's got something to do with your self-esteem, I think. Because I'm feeling like a questioning myself, like how am I not getting this? Why is this happening again? That kind of thing. It's got something to do with slowness as well, not expecting too much of yourself too fast. So that ties it in with self-esteem as well. Let me just get another couple of cards out. Can you be a bit more specific, please? Okay. Got something to do with respect. Self-respect more than anything though, which is mirrored by other people. It's not really mirrored by other people, but we get if we're not self-respecting, we are more susceptible to people that have got a lack of respect around us. They're always going to be out there. They're lacking respect with everyone, but it doesn't get to us when we've got self-respect. We're just like, oh well, that person can't be in my life. Whereas if you've got a lack of self-respect, you're more likely to let those disrespecting people in and then get annoyed at it. You need to be more picky, I think, is what this is saying. Your self-esteem raising up to the point where you're pickier and you're allowing yourself to just say no to people just because they've got crappy energy. And it's about respect, self-respect. Raising your self-respect up so that you just can no longer be bothered with people that are not matching you in that. And they don't respect people. Who's got time for people that don't respect people? Not me, that's for sure. Maria, what does your new man really think of you? Ooh. Willing to take a risk on you? Does that mean he thinks you're risky? That's kind of be cold. Yeah, willing to take a risk on you. So, up for it. He's up for it. Wanting to progress things. Maybe thinking you're a bit risky there. Interesting. Cleanse and I'm good enough. There's something not sure here. Not sure energy. It's not that he doesn't think is good enough. What is it? This is really hard to put my finger on this energy. Like, you know when you're unsure of someone? Right. So for example, you meet someone and you're like, they seem confident. Is it confidence or is it arrogant? Is it confidence or are they a narcissist? It's like you see an aspect of someone and you're not sure whether it's the positive or negative aspect of that. That is a little unsure. Willing to go ahead with it, willing to take the risk, but a little bit unsure about you if what he's seeing is like red flag or not in you. Does that make sense? It could have something to do with your confidence, in fact, this I am good enough. It's like, is someone brilliant and just not sure that they're brilliant, or are they not brilliant? It's that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, not sure about you yet, but willing to take the risk, wanting to find out more. So hasn't completely sussed you out yet, but wanting to continue to find out. But it suggests that well, I guess that's just natural, perhaps seen red flags in you, but I'm not sure whether it's red flags yet. It makes sense. You can be controlling. Yeah, it could be that. Like, does this person just like really know what they want, or are they being controlling? It could be something like that. Okay. Anyone else want a mini read? Get it in pretty fast because I'm just going to get some last cards out. These ones. Of these ones. Let's see what the guides want to tell the collective again. Wow. It's a pretty bad position, that scratch. Oh, yeah. Gnosis, gnome. This is the card of knowing. When you know something so much that it manifests. It's that when you're sure of something, it manifests. When you know it deep down, it manifests. The unseen, previously unseen, they're there, but they're not there. They're right in front of you, but you've not noticed them yet. You only see them, they only come out into the open once you know and you believe. You know it. It's more than just belief, it's knowing it. That's like years ago when I was healing myself, I had a friend and I said to her, she was talking about relationships. She was always in and out of relationships. And she was in a new relationship. I'm like, oh, I don't know how you do it. I said, I don't feel ready for a relationship. She said, oh, you are ready. And I'm like, I really don't think I am. And I wasn't. But now I am, and I know I am. Now I am, and I know I am. I'm ready for a relationship, and I know it. It's that kind of thing, and then it comes out of the lucky shadows. Perhaps someone who's always been there around you. Queen! Yes, that's us. Queen energy. Bow before me. Mr. Hot and Sexy. Bow before me, I'm the queen. Because I've transformed. She's got the ruby crystal, the no crystal. She's healed, transformed. The moon, the emotions, the ruby. So empowered, like I was saying before, the Queen of Swords energy. Not just healed, I've empowered myself. I'm the queen. the thingy flower. I want to call it an orchid, and it's not. It's a lotus. Grown from the mud. Beautiful thing that's grown out of those challenges. It's what makes us that Empress energy, the Queen energy. I feel like getting one more out. The Pilgrim. It's been a spiritual journey. Someone else that's been on a spiritual journey. Tell us about this one, the unseen. This one that's coming out. So the Queen knows herself now. She knows that she's ready. The unseen comes out. They're on a spiritual journey. The Maiden. Interesting. That it's someone in the energy that wants to start something new. Someone that's ready to. The Maiden is ready. The Maiden is like the youngster that can get pregnant. It's the, not that you're that, but it's the ready to start something new. It's kind of how like I feel at the moment. It's like, well, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready for a relationship. It is almost like starting again. It's like I wish I knew. I wish I was to this point now in my early 20s. Wow, life would have been so different. But it's that kind of an energy of the I'm ready to start again. I'm ready to do this. There's a youthful energy about it. Yeah, and you know what to open your hands to, and you know what to say no to. Don't know what the others are in the grey areas, but yeah. So you know what to open up to and what not to open up to. And so there's this very fresh energy here. The Maiden, ready to start things. But something's coming out. The unseen. I want to focus on that. It keeps on telling us about our energy, but I guess they're a match. Someone that matches that energy. Tell us about this unseen that's coming out. The Vessel. Again, the feminine energy. Feminine energy keeps on coming out, and I think I'm asking about the masculine, but it keeps on telling us about the feminine energy. Anyway. Dahlia, should you move on from Zed, your crush? Zebedee. I used to have a problem with whey protein, like be fully allergic to it. That could be what's making my throat this as well. It doesn't make my mouth tingle. I used to be like, I had to throw some away because it made, as soon as I started drinking it, made my mouth tingle. It's like, oh God, here we go. Severe allergic reaction. Greg, is it free? Is it free? The show? Or did you pay to get in? Should you move on from your crush? The mini reads, they aren't free now. I don't work for free anymore. Did years ago when I had no self-esteem. Oh, first time in a toxic relationship, really. Yeah, check out that pinned comment, Greg. Comment that's pinned up top tells you how to get a mini read. Delia, should you move on from Zed, your crush? No. Why not? Let's get some cards out and see. Why not? The crush has something for you. Innocent and completion. The crush has something for you. Something that, the clues. The crush has some clues for you. Like I was saying with Lara, of the spiral way that we heal things. Something not yet completed in you. Ooh, what is it about that crush then that makes you want to move on? We've got something going on. What is it? Oh, go within an encouragement. Okay. This is interesting. This is we know, right, that we shouldn't be looking for things outside of ourselves. So we're not looking for a partner to kind of fulfill us. It's probably not the right word. We're not looking for a partner to give us anything that we don't have in ourselves, right? And so you go within to find your own encouragement. You've found that independence and all of that. You don't need anything from anyone, but we want things from someone else, right? To be in partnership. But this is saying you've gone a little bit too far with that. You might actually be shunning people that are encouraging because you're like, I don't need anyone to tell me that I'm good. I know that I'm good. But it's like, but you want to be in a relationship with someone that tells you you're good because that is someone that's balanced, right? That will be loving and giving and all of that kind of thing to you. So it appears that, I don't know, is your crush a very positive, encouraging person? Are you kind of resistant to them because of that? Or is it the other way around? Are they dismissive? Are they the kind of person that wouldn't encourage you, hard on you? Because I know some people, some of us have been through this. When we've been wounded and all of that, we're actually more attracted to the toxic ones that will tell us how crap we are. The partner past, going to every day as a hummingbird. Oh, your twin flame. Business partner. Okay. Is he an encourager though, or not? I can't tell which way around it is here. But I know when we're wounded, sometimes we're attracted to people that aren't encouragers. You know, especially our woundedness makes us want to work on ourselves, right? And sometimes we can take that too far, like we beat ourselves up. Like, what's wrong with me now? That kind of an energy. And you might find yourself attracted to those that kind of put you down, tell you what you need to work on. It's thinly, you know, they can come across as trying to help you out. I'm just trying to help you, is what they'll say. It's like, well, what you're actually doing is pointing out all my flaws. You never, like, telling me that I'm great. Who did that to me once? Someone I'm just trying to help. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It was a guy I was traveling with. He was dreadful for that. He was like, I'm trying to help. He thought that it was his job to go around helping women by pointing out their flaws. I was obviously susceptible to that. It's like, hang on a minute. And I was the opposite. I was really encouraging to him, and then found out that the stuff that I was encouraging him. So I met this guy, right? And he was free, as in, you know, I have this business which is location independent and all of that. Freedom is very important value to me. He seemed to be that too, because he was free, didn't need to work, had this income, and yeah, could do what he wanted. I'd asked him like the things that he'd done. He said that he was really into like hospitality. Said that he'd managed this bar and all of that kind of thing. I'm like, okay. And his big dream was to move to Southeast Asia and grow fruits and things and have some kind of hospitality fruit thing. It seemed pretty interesting, the stuff that he was into. And I fully believed him, and I was encouraging of all of that. And then as the relationship went on, and he was criticizing me all the time, and actually told me that he thought that that was his job, was to help women improve by pointing out stuff to them. I gradually got into hang on a minute, you haven't done any of this stuff that you've said. It turned out that this job managing this bar wasn't even true. What he had done was had a girlfriend that had a bar, and he helped out. And so he's talking about opening this business here in Southeast Asia. And I'm like, but you haven't actually got any experience, have you? You haven't actually done a job. He hadn't actually ever had a job because he just get this money from his family all the time. And it's like, yeah, I did used to manage it. And I'm like, you sure? It's because it sounds to me like it was your ex-girlfriend's bar and she was running it. I said, so how many people did you hire while you were managing this bar? It's like, none. How many people did you fire? None. And I went through all the things that you would do when you were like managing a place. And he hadn't done any of it. I'm like, you weren't actually the manager there. You weren't. It's like, yeah, I was. Anyway, that encouragement, that grey area, look at that. Because this one has something to teach you about encouragement, finding that encouragement within, and perhaps being too encouraging to the other kind of people. Yeah, because we can fall into that camp sometimes and being too encouraging for those that don't really deserve it. I'm more cynical now. I am more cynical now because of that, because I used to be too encouraging of people. It's like, someone would come up with this pipe dream kind of thing, and I'd be like, yeah, do that. I'll help you. And, anything's possible. And I did that so much. And then I noticed, oh, not everyone has the capabilities or the fire and the passion or the determination or all the things that I have, self-discipline, to make these things happen. I'm presuming that everyone's like me, and so they've come up with this pipe dream and just go for it, because I could do that. And some people can, but some people just don't have what it takes and can't just be anything that they want to be. And I learned not to be so encouraging anymore. I was naive in it, and I had friends around me telling me not to be so naive in that too. Like telling me, like, be careful who you invest in there, because everyone else thinks they're just an idiot. They're never going to do it, but you seem to believe in them. Like, be careful, Claire. I am more careful now. There we go. Interesting though, the twin flame. Told you that they're twin flame. Okay. If we still believe in twin flames. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do anymore. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so we're finished. Have a great weekend, everybody. Let's do this all over again on Monday. Could be Sunday for you. And check out my YouTube channel later, because I'll be putting up a pick a card read. What will it be today? What am I doing? Let me find out before I go. How did they feel? I'm going to do how do they feel. The energy seems to be diversifying now. But yeah, I'm going to do a how do they feel. So check that out on my YouTube channel later. Be up in about, I don't know, 9 hours or something like that. Join our Facebook community if you're not already in there. And yeah, have a great weekend. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye.